News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. After sparking a political firestorm in March over his criticism of the Modi government from London, Rahul Gandhi has ignited another political war during his visit to the United States. Speaking at an event in California, Rahul Gandhi criticized the inauguration of the new parliament building and the installation of Sengol, calling them BJP-manufactured distractions from the real issues affecting the nation. Rahul Gandhi accused the BJP of spreading hatred in the country, adding that the government is targeting Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Dalits, and increasing the sense of insecurity among minorities. Moreover, the former Congress president once again accused the centre of muzzling the opposition and misusing central agencies to crush dissent. The BJP was quick to hit back at the Congress leader, accusing him of insulting India on foreign soil once again. The Congress party, meanwhile, defended Rahul Gandhi's remarks, crediting him for painting the real picture of India under the 9 years of the Modi government. Rahul Gandhi once again finds himself in the middle of a political firestorm, launching another offensive from abroad. While the victory in Karnataka has given a much-needed boost to the Congress stand against the Modi government, will this attack backfire? Is this dissent or denigration from the former Congress president?
I think the Parliament House, these are distractions. The real issues in India are unemployment, price rise, spread of anger and hatred. What is happening, for example, to the Muslim community in India today happened to the Dalit community in the 80s. We have to challenge it, we have to fight it. Agencies are used on people. So we also are finding that in some way it had become quite difficult to act politically.
इस प्रायोजित कार्यक्रम के अंतर्गत वो क्या प्राप्त करने गए हैं? क्या देश के ऊपर कीचड़ उछालना ही उनका एक काम रह गया है?
I don't think there's a worse statement than saying that I'm not proud to be an Indian, and that's what Narendra Modi said.
ये वही राहुल गांधी है जो मोदी विरोध करते करते आज नए पार्लियामेंट का भी विरोध करने लगे.
The SCs, the STs, the minorities, they all are feeling like second-grade citizens in the country.
अब एक तरफ जो है उस घमंडी घराने के घोचू घरौंदे की घबराहट और दूसरी तरफ भारत की धमक और मोदी जी की धाक.
Joining me now, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Mohammad Nalapad, spokesperson of the Congress. Karuna Gopal is political analyst, and Brij Mohan Srivastav is the spokesperson of the NCP. Let me begin with you, Sanju Verma. The BJP may not agree with Rahul Gandhi, but why call him anti-national? And where is it really an insult to India to what he has said abroad?
You know, Maria, with no offense to none, you've got to be kidding me if you say that what Rahul Gandhi has said abroad, which is so typical of him, is par for the course. Without much ado, let me just remind you, recently in March 2023, when he was in London, I will read out his exact quote. Bear with me for 10 seconds. The surprising thing is that the so-called defenders of democracy like US and Europe seem to be oblivious of the fact that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone in India. While the opposition is fighting that battle, US and Europe are not doing enough to restore democracy in India. Basically, Rahul Gandhi in London was pleading, was urging, was begging the US and Europe, please intervene in the internal matters of India. If that is not being anti-national, I don't know what is. Now, coming to what he said at San Francisco, he while responding to a question, said what is happening with Muslims today happened with Dalits in 1980s. I want to remind Rahul Gandhi and his darbaris and family retainers, if they are watching your show, that between 1980 and 1989, who was the Prime Minister of India? It was first Rahul Gandhi's grandmother, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and then from 1984, after her assassination till 1989, it was Rahul Gandhi's father, Rajiv Gandhi, who was the Prime Minister. He made a reference to Uttar Pradesh. Now, who was the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh between 1980 and 1989? Barring a brief spell of president's rule in 1980, all through the 9 years between 1980 and 1989, you had a Congress chief minister in Uttar Pradesh, right from VP Singh, who was then in Congress, to Sripati Mishra, who was a congressman, to Veer Bahadur Singh, who was a congressman, to N.D. Tiwari, who was a congressman. My limited point, Maria, is this. When Rahul Gandhi gave that example of, Dalits being marginalized between 1980 and 1989, he should have done some basic homework, because it was his Congress
yes,
party.
Mohammed Nalapad, that example certainly showed that there was poor research that has gone into his, speech.
Maria, thank you
Can
for
I just
having
finish
me
in
on
10
this show.
seconds?
Yes, go ahead, Sanju.
Yes. And Maria, this whole charade, मैं नफरत के बाजार में मोहब्बत की दुकान खोलने आ रहा हूं. Excuse me, आप मोहब्बत के बाजार में बार-बार नफरत के बीज बोने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, because despite the Karnataka victory, it is not lost on anyone that the Congress today is a debilitated and electorally vanquished party.
Okay. So, Sanju, let me bring in the Congress now. Yes, go ahead, Mohammed Nalapad.
Hi, thank you, Maria, for having me on this show. First of all, I would like to I want to reiterate, nowhere has Rahul Gandhi pleaded and begged anybody to get involved in the
No, he
matters of
did
the
that in London.
And
He said that in as many words that these countries are just watching.
Madam, I let you speak. I didn't talk when you spoke.
Go ahead,
Please
go ahead.
listen to me.
Yes.
First of all, have some respect to the other people on the panel also.
Boliye,
So he never pleaded or asked anybody. He is telling the truth. Today, I am a Muslim. I feel what Rahul Gandhi is saying. Today, all the country's people who are living in this country are not living as equal. What Baba Sahib Ambedkar gave us the constitutional right to be who you are, and all are one. We are not feeling that. When it comes to the parliament opening, I can vouch. How can you break the protocol of not inviting the president of the country? You have disrespected a Dalit. You have disrespected the president. The parliament is head of the parliament is not the prime minister. It is the president of India. And Rahul Gandhi has not said one word which is wrong. The BJP and the IT cell want to attack Rahul Gandhi and try to
talking
defame
about
him,
the
which is
attack
not
on
going to
Dalits
happen.
and saying that similarly it's happening here, and the time frame or the time period that he spoke about, it was the Congress party which was at the center.
Ma'am, see, even if it is good or bad, during any time, if there is something that has happened, we have tried to correct it. If what India was before 1947 and what India is today, it is because of the Congress, and we have corrected our course in every single time when we have gone ahead.
Okay.
It is not that everything was fine and rosy when the Britishers left India and when everything was not fine. Everything was not clear.
Yes, before I bring in,
over years it has been built.
Yes, before I bring in Sanju for a response, I want to understand from you, on what basis are you saying that minorities are being targeted? Two minority-dominated states in Northeast have only recently voted for the BJP. So is this just a perception that is being created because it's convenient narrative?
No, it is not a perception or it is not a convenient narrative. See, today in Karnataka, if you see a huge landslide victory for Congress is because en masse Muslims voted for Congress. The one-sidedness, the feel of heat, what we had in Karnataka. I come from Karnataka, I'm the State Youth Congress President of Karnataka, and I understand the pulse and I'm on the ground. I'm there every single day on the ground, fighting the people's voice. And at the same time, I feel the oppression. I feel
but oppression how? I'm just saying that sometimes, is it just that the political parties feel that this is the most convenient bat to hit the BJP with? What basis are you talking about? There must be some data.
Let me give you simple logic on, let's not go too far. Let's go electoral for the electoral only. When BJP is contested in Karnataka in 224 seats, has it given one single Muslim candidate to contest an election?
If a Muslim is not being fielded, Sanju Verma, this is essentially you treating them as second-class citizens. This is Congress Party's argument.
Very
Go ahead.
simple.
One moment. Yes, Sanju, quick response. Yes.
Mario, he
Yes, he will
You know,
listen
why
to
is
you.
this man intervening now? I did not heckle him.
chaliye.
You did not wish
Yes,
to be
madam,
heckled,
please
right?
go
Now,
ahead.
please extend that
Yeah.
courtesy to the other panelists.
Yes.
Thank you. I want to know, is the full name of this gentleman Mohammed Nalapad Harris? Maria, is it the same gentleman?
It's Mohammed Nalapad.
Harris or
I
Haris,
can't hear.
whatever.
Yes.
Hello.
Nalapad, if you can hear me, he
Hello.
wants to know your complete name. Sanju Verma wants to know your complete name.
No, I am asking you, as the anchor, don't you know his full name? Mohammed
I know
Nalapad
about
Haris.
Mohammed Nalapad. I don't know whether there is another word in it or not.
Okay.
How does my
In
name
case
have
it
to do
is-
anything with this?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, now you did not wish to be heckled. Now let me complete. You know, you seem to be the
What does
same
my
gentleman,
name-
Mohammed Nalapad Harris. Mohammed Nalapad Harris, you were released on bail in February 2020 in that infamous Bentley car crash which injured 3 people, including a
does that
6-year-old
matter,
boy.
How does that
In a
matter?
sick-
Ma-
In a case
Wait,
of
excuse me,
rash and drunken driving,
your home
you
minister,
injured
your
a
home minister of this
6-year-old
country
boy.
was
Maria,
asked
I
to
don't
leave
wish
the
to do your
country.
debates. You don't moderate your debates.
Sanju, please
You
come
don't
back.
moderate your debates.
That's an unfair allegation on me. Please come back. You have made your point. Now he
No,
made his point.
You
I've
don't
come
allow
back
the
to you.
BJP to speak.
No, that's an unfair charge against me, and you know it very well. So I'm saying that please go ahead, make your argument. He was also trying to counter like you were trying to counter. Please go ahead, make your point. Sanju Verma on the screen now. Yes.
Thank you. So indeed, if this gentleman Mohammed Nalapad is Mohammed Nalapad Harris, before giving a bhashan to the BJP on political probity and morality, I hope you will spend some time doing introspection about your rash and drunken driving case, wherein you were let out on bail in 2020, but a 6-year-old boy was debilitated, mutilated, and he's no longer the same. So please stop giving lectures to the BJP.
First of
Thank
all,
you.
stop saying
Okay.
lies.
Now let
You
me
please
finish.
stop-
Yes, Sanju
stop-
Verma now,
stop
please.
Now let
saying
me
lies,
finish.
Sanju
Sanju
Verma.
Verma.
Yes,
May I
please
finish?
go ahead, Sanju. Go ahead, Sanju. Make your point. Yes.
Yes. Now coming to the moot point, you know, the Congress has been saying, oh, the BJP does not respect Adivasis. Thanks to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for the first time in post-independent India, we had a tribal Santhali woman called Draupadi Murmu from the remote Keonjhar district in Odisha becoming the president of India. The entire opposition fielded Yashwant Sinha, so they have no business sitting here and now saying, oh, you know, we love Draupadi Murmu. I want to ask the Congress, if you really respect the president, after she became the president, forget the past. Why is it that you have not even bothered to suspend Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary? Forget expelling him, because he called Draupadi Murmu Rashtra Patni. Your Ajay Kumar, who's the national spokesperson of the Congress, said Draupadi Murmu represents the evil philosophy of India. Have you taken action against Ajay Kumar? No. Have you taken action against Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary? No. Another Congress leader, Maria, called Udit Raj, he said,
Let's talk
Draupadi
about
Murmu
what
is a
Rahul
chancha.
Gandhi has said. Let's talk about what Rahul Gandhi has said.
Now what, Maria, 10 seconds more. Maria, I just want to ask Rahul Gandhi one thing. He mentioned about the Sikh community also being marginalized. Let your audience know that it was Rahul Gandhi's father, Rajiv Gandhi, who after the 1984 anti-Sikh pogrom said, जब एक बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती थोड़ी हिल जाती है. It was the Modi government which formed the SIT in October 2014 and sent Sajjan Kumar behind prison bars.
Okay, let me
You did
ask
nothing.
an
to
ally
ensure that
of the
Sajjan
Congress
Kumar
party.
landed in jail.
If Rahul Gandhi's statements abroad are embarrassing their alliance partners as well, Brij Mohan Srivastava, as a member of NCP?
Maria ji, just I was listening the blame game as well as the personal allegations. So, whatever Mr. Rahul Gandhi has spoken out of the country, I also listen him. Actually, why this is started in the political arena? Because when the Prime Minister of India elected from the BJP government in 2014, he spoken very straightway that we will finish the Congress from this country. When we say that we will finish someone, because there is a feeling of violence once you will say that I will finish someone, then that person is also having a right to react against me. Then when Prime Minister visited Japan, he also lashes out opposition from Japan. And he has spoken so many things against the opposition of India.
So you are essentially saying, Brignon Srivastava, that when Prime Minister Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he has criticized India in opposition on platforms outside. The question here is not the same. India of then is very different from India of today. Only today, a Morgan Stanley report is saying that India is a bright spot. At that time, India was in the fragile five.
How you can say that?
That's a report that has come in. I'm not saying it.
No. India was growing since last 30 years. Therefore, we are talking on this through Zoom to you, to the nation.
Yes.
Why you are saying this thing? That do you think that we are living in the dark area?
Well, that is what a bank report is suggesting. A number of such reports which have come in the past, and now they are painting a completely different picture. I'm not saying so. They are saying it. They have been critics of this government, and now they are lauding the efforts of this government. I'm just saying, if the things have changed, isn't it responsibility? It is also the responsibility of the opposition leaders that when they travel abroad, they should also paint a picture of India, which is not which is correct.
Maria ji, we have to think.
You know, you have foreign ministers of other countries coming and talking about the UPI payment in India and saying that they should go ahead and implement it. That happened in the case of Japan and other countries. We have not heard any story of that nature from any of you.
I agree, Maria ji. Rahul Gandhi is visiting.
Yes, Karuna ji, I'm coming to you. Yes, go ahead, Karuna Gopal.
Not as a member of Bharatiya Janata Party. He's a leader of opposition.
Yes, so the leader of opposition also.
When he's a leader of opposition there, he will speak against the government issues.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not saying that don't speak against the government, Mr. Srivastava. I'm not saying don't speak against the government. As a leader in opposition, you have all right to criticize the government and its policies. Do so. But the platform is what is being questioned again and again. Karuna Gopal, come in on this. You know, on one hand, you know, the BJP says that Rahul Gandhi is inconsequential because he has lost election after election. He is not the Congress president. He is not a member of parliament. Then why is he so central to BJP's attack? In the sense that the entire focus is against Rahul Gandhi, not as much as even the Congress president at present, Mr. Kharge.
Well, Maria, I think Rahul Gandhi achieved this much that he is grabbing eyeballs today, that we are having this kind of serious discussion. But this discussion is actually not warranted for the simple reason that I doubt if Rahul Gandhi has the stature or the status to even malign India or be reckoned as a tall leader whose words have to be taken into cognizance by the international audiences, let's say today. Look at the current context. I mean, when the entire country is celebrating 9 years of Modi's regime, and the international community has been praising him, and no less than the Prime Minister of Australia calls him the boss, the Bruce Springsteen. And here you have this gentleman walking wounded. He is walking wounded, and he uses such lowly words like specimen for the Prime Minister, and he uses words like lying down for respectful prostration, which in other words demonstrates his helplessness, maybe because he's no more the member of parliament. It demonstrates his envy and jealousy, perhaps, to a certain audience that is discerning, that they know that this government is doing infinitely better than the government of his family, number one. Then he perhaps is also in some way trying to hide his ire, let's say his anger, that he's not been able to make an impact in any which way. So I think he's inconsequential.
The question is also that any kind of personal attack against the Prime Minister has always backfired.
Absolutely.
And why is Rahul Gandhi going overboard, Mr. Nalapad?
See, first of all, whatever statement Madam is made as a political analyst or a BJP agent, I have a doubt.
No,
Because
she is an
Rahul
analyst.
Gandhi
If you
being
do not agree with her,
insignificant-
that doesn't make her a BJP
No,
agent, as you're saying.
So, see,
Yes, please
20
go ahead,
see,
Mohammed
ma'am.
Nalapat. I can also say that you cannot box my panelists as per your liking. I know
No,
she is an analyst, so you have to name her as an analyst. Her name is Karuna. Yeah, that is where you will stop. Yes.
I will not go on that line.
Yes,
but
please,
I
go
would
ahead.
like to, before I start telling anything, to Sanju ji, I would like to ask. She quoted some case of mine, a car accident. As a citizen of India, I have the right to drive and go for maybe an accident
ठीक है,
happens.
चलिए ना,
But at the same time,
let's put the focus
Home
back on
Minister,
this, please.
the
Yes, go ahead.
Home Minister of this country was study par. Amit Shah of this country,
Let's talk
Home
about-
Minister of this country, Amit Shah was study par.
Let's talk
And
about
he's on the
Rahul Gandhi is
BJP
out on
also.
bail.
So please do
In
not
National Herald
personally
scam.
attack
Sonia
me.
Gandhi is out on bail. In
Please-
National
please
Herald
do not
scam. Your
personally-
P. Chidambaram is out on bail. In INX
So,
media scam.
listen, madam,
Your Robert
listen,
Vadra
madam. Just
is out on
shouting-
bail.
just shouting
in the
doesn't make
Bikaner
any
land grab
difference.
scam. Amit Shah
Don't
has
make-
been given a clean chit by the court. But you have
By
not been
the
given a
offer
clean chit by
present-
the court.
No,
You
no,
are
no, no.
still facing
Just because you
trial
are
for debilitating and mutilating
see,
a
your
6-year-old
ability to
boy
shout is more
in
than
your
me. Doesn't
Bentley.
mean you're making sense.
It is a case of drunken and
No,
rash
it is
driving.
true lies.
People like you
It
should
is
not be on
a-
national television speaking about
Why? Because
integrity
you
or
have any
morality
right
because
better
it's
than
the
me.
height of
Do you have
hypocrisy.
any right more than me?
You do not have
1 inch
any right
more
to be
than
on
me.
this
You
debate
have the
talking
equal
about
right as
morality
me.
because
You have the equal
are-
right as me.
Okay,
You
okay,
do not
okay,
have
Mohammed
1 inch more
Nalapat and
than
Sanju
me.
Verma, Sanju
You have the only
Sanju,
respect
Sanju
that I
and
owe you.
Nalapat,
on trial
Mr.
for rash
Nalapat,
and
No,
drunken
Mr.
no,
Nalapat.
stop
Okay,
it.
one moment. I'm going to start wrapping the debate and I'm going to begin with you, Mohammed Nalapat. Any attack against the Prime Minister has backfired. Why make it
Yes.
about personal attacks?
See, madam, whatever Rahul Gandhi has spoken in his time out, he has not lied a single word. We all stand by what he has said. Today they are talking about 9 years of Modi. Let's talk about unemployment. What is the rate of unemployment today? What
Maria,
was
I
the
want to
rate
answer
during
that.
the Congress regime? What is the price hike?
Okay.
Today, what is
Since
the
you
price
raised
of petrol?
about
What is the
questions,
price
two
of
questions,
diesel?
two
What is the
questions
price-
about price hike.
Maria.
Sanju, since you are an economist as well, please respond to those two questions specifically.
seem to know. They
Jobs
don't
and
seem to know anything.
jobs and price rise.
may I please?
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
How many
Maria,
jobs
very
BJP
quickly.
has given in last 9 years?
Okay,
Maria,
one
may I
moment,
also
Mr.
speak?
Srivastava, one moment. Let us speak. Yes.
Mr. Srivastava, please. Thank you.
Ah.
Maria, the latest wholesale inflation number for the month of April is actually a negative 0.92%. Food inflation is 0.17%. Potato inflation is negative 18.41%. Onion inflation is a negative 18.6%. And the retail inflation number at 4.7% is also at a 15-month low. And I'm so happy on your show to announce that we have done a GDP growth of 7.2% in FY 22-23. For the second time running, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. And the GDP growth of
How
last
many
year
jobs
has
have you
also been
created?
revised upwards from
How many
8.7
jobs
to
have you created?
9.1%.
Where is the 2
This,
crore
when
jobs?
large parts of the world are facing recession. The US is not growing at more than 1%. China is growing at barely 2.5 or 3%. The world
Where is the
growing at
2
barely
crore jobs?
1.6%. India continues to grow at 7% plus, which is a huge thumbs up for Modinomics. Rahul Gandhi can keep crying on foreign shores. He's making a complete national and international embarrassment of himself.
Okay. Mr. Nalapat, will you respond to that?
Why
I
the
want to
government
ask, where is the
providing
2 crore
ration
jobs?
to the 80
Where
crore family?
Where
What
is
are you
the 2
saying,
crore
Mr.
jobs?
Srivastava? What are you saying, Mr.
Where is
Srivastava?
the 2 crore job that Narendra
Mr.
Modi ji
Srivastava,
promised?
the jobs
18
front.
crore jobs.
Mr.
18 crore
Do you know
jobs.
how many loans have been given under Mudra Yojana? More
See,
than 23
giving loans
lakh
doesn't
crore
create
to
jobs.
40
People
crore
of the country, the
40
youth
crore
of this
people
country need
have
jobs.
been
Jobs are
self-employed
required.
thanks to Mudra Yojana. Please go and educate
They
yourself.
need jobs.
Please go and
2
educate
crore
yourself.
jobs.
23 lakh crore
2
worth of
crore
loans
jobs.
to
2
40
crore jobs
crore
per year.
entities
18 crore
under
jobs.
Mudra
Where are they?
Yojana. The
Narendra
world's
Modi ji, that
largest
is 18 crore
self-employment
jobs.
generating scheme.
Where is 18 crore
Please read
jobs?
about Mudra Yojana.
Where is 18
Do you know
crore
how
jobs?
many unicorns we have in India?
Narendra Modi
We
ji
have
didn't tell I will
115
give loans.
unicorns today.
Narendra Modi
Do you know
ji
how
didn't
many
tell I will
unicorns we
give
have under
jobs.
the
He
Congress?
said I will
Nalapat,
give
since you
jobs,
asked
not
a
give loans.
question on unemployment,
startups
there are
we
certain
have?
facts being
The
put
job.
forth by Sanju Verma. You have to
We
listen
have
to
more
her.
than 78,000 startups today. Under the Congress, we
Madam,
did not
where is
even
the
have
jobs?
3,000 startups. economy.
Maria,
We have
That
more
is
than
true talk.
78,000 startups today.
let's talk about.
We had less than 3,000 startups under the Congress.
Okay, Mr.
The inflation under Congress was 14.72% in December 2013.
Where is
Retail
the 2
inflation.
crore jobs?
Today, retail
Mr.
inflation is
Narendra Modi ji,
4.7%.
Honorable Prime Minister promised 2
Inflation is
crore
only
jobs.
You know,
4.7%.
the question is, Rahul Gandhi, every time he travels, he paints a picture that opposition has been silenced, opposition doesn't get a voice. That's also one of the charge that he levels again and again. But we are seeing opposition continuing with its dissent. 11 chief ministers of opposition ruled states did not attend Niti Aayog. The entire opposition, most of them, 18 political parties, they had a choice, they had an option. They did not attend the inauguration of the new parliament building. So that is an exercise of freedom of choice. And if anything, they have, exercised their right to do whatever they want.
Maria ji, it's correct that we are having all right to speak. But when we say something, we speak against the government. And what is the result of it? ED is following us, CBI is following us, Income Tax Department is following us, and they are digging without the reasons. They are digging the issues against us. This is the issue. When we are living in a democracy, if the Prime Minister is saying something against the opposition, why the opposition is having not? Why opposition is also having right to discuss on the merits? Whatever Rahul Gandhi
discuss on the merits, Karuna Gopal. So let's discuss all the issues on the merits.
sorry?
Karuna. Yes.
Sorry?
You have Mr. Brijmohan Srivastav who is saying that discuss the issues on merits. So discuss all that he has said on the merits rather than making it about he speaking on which platform, speaking outside India, or even saying that he is a leader in the opposition space.
Look, Maria, you yourself have just stated the Morgan Stanley report. Okay, now what else can be more blatant than, the kind of refuting they are doing? I mean, here you have reports. In fact, I just got it printed now. Everybody across the world are praising India for its development, etc. Now, when the Congress person says 2 crore jobs, 2 crore jobs, I'm really surprised that they don't understand the macroeconomic scenario. Don't they understand the economic headwinds? Don't they understand that we have Ukraine-Russia war? I mean, don't they know that tomorrow there could be a lot of things that could actually go wrong with China, but India is trying to be extremely resilient. Do they know that we are today trying to lessen our dependence on China in the economic sphere? We are looking at the rare earths that they have. We are trying to be extremely resilient. Look at our infrastructure development. Look at the pace of development. Look at the scale of development. We have done an enormous amount of work, but they are hanging on to something. Notwithstanding the global headwinds, India has surged ahead, and you have an international audience applauding this particular growth. I remember, when India, we used to talk about the Asian tiger. India never featured there. They used to talk about Asian tigers like maybe, Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. Today, no, listen to this.
I want to ask a question, Madam Gopal. Then why? देश में दूध की नदियां बह रही हैं, तो why the government is providing ration to the 80 crore families in India?
Yes, because yes, go ahead. I think more than Karuna, that should be answered by Sanju.
I will answer that. Maria, after we had 2 black swan events, one was, of course, the global pandemic corona, and then you had the US-Ukraine conflict. I call them the black swan events. The reason for giving 81 crore people all through the pandemic and, this Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana program will last till December 2023. We decided to give 81 crore people free ration every month, not because all of them are necessarily poor or all of them are necessarily marginalized. But when a black swan event and a global pandemic in over 102 years hits you, your purchasing power gets eroded because a lot of people were sitting and working from home, had to face pay cuts of anywhere between 20 to 50%. At that time, for the Modi government to come in, step in and give a gesture saying that fine, you are not necessarily marginalized, but we want to handhold you through a trying phase. We want to handhold you through a very difficult phase. I don't see why the opposition is so rattled, because the Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana has been cited by global institutions like Stanford University and Harvard, saying this is one of the best global outreach programs to mitigate poverty. And IMF says, thanks to Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, extreme poverty in India fell to barely 0.68%.
Okay.
0.68% is the extreme poverty level in India, lowest in the world.
Okay.
Despite a debilitating pandemic.
Okay. Okay. I've really come to the end of this discussion. Thank you so much to all the panelists who joined me. We are slipping into a short break. Up next,